Sir. So welcome you all on the platform of myvaluationbank.com and ERVA. आज हम मिल रहे हैं कई समय बाद and today's session is very special in the sense क्योंकि till date this platform has only organized or aligned the valuations on SFA class, and for the first time today we are going to have a session where land and building valuation more precisely would be discovered, and along with it how an SFA valuer can align with a land building valuer specifically for agriculture and related activities. So on today's session we have our host, as we all know, Dr. Ajay Garg, and the speaker for the today's session is Dr. Paritosh Srivastavji. He is from Noida. I welcome you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Let me briefly introduce him. So Paritosh ji is working as an environment consultant and a valuation expert. He's a valuation expert specifically related to land and building. He's a registered valuer, and before being into this valuation activity, he was a head and associate professor in Noida Institute International University. He's having more than 18 years of experience and teaching, and also in the industry. From qualification point of view, he's a MTech from IIT Dhanbad, and he has also done his PhD from NIT Allahabad. And his core field for PhD is related to environment and water resource engineering. He is also associated with various organizations and professional bodies like Indian Society for Hydraulics Pune, Institution of Engineers Kolkata, Institution of Water and Environmental New Delhi, etc. He's also been elected as an executive member in UP State Institution of Engineers, Lucknow, in Environment Division. As being an academician, he's authored number of research papers, which has been published national and at international level also. He is associated with various organizations in India and abroad, and along with that, he's also guest faculty in various registered valuer organizations like International Business Valuers Association, Divya Jyoti Foundation, AARVO, and others. In his name, at last, I would like to end my introduction part stating that in his name, he has also patented 2 discoveries in his name. One is at the international level and second at the national level. With this, I welcome you, sir.
Thank you, Akashji, for my introduction. So first of all, I would like to thank Dr. Ajay Garg to giving me this platform to share my knowledge. So before starting the session, I just want to introduce, actually I have completed my degree in agriculture and engineering also. Other than civil engineering, I have engineering degree in civil engineering, bachelor degree. Okay, so I have vast knowledge about agriculture, what is agriculture, what is agriculture valuation. So I am thinking to share my knowledge in the field of agriculture valuation and agriculture startup. Actually, my presentation is divided into 2 broad categories. In first section, I will discuss what is agriculture valuation, and second section or second part is regarding the agro startup, which is started by the NABARD. And in the end, we will do some discussion part with you and discuss the scope of this field, how we can register in various organizations and take the advantages of agriculture valuation and agriculture startup. So with this brief, I would like to share my slide. This is total 33 slide. Okay, so I will take 50 to 45 minutes, 45 to 50 minutes. So after that, we will question answer session. There will be question answer session. So I would like to share my slide. It is visible to you?
Oh, sir, not yet. Yes, now it's visible.
Just give me.
Yes.
I think
it's fine, sir. It's visible. You can proceed, sir.
So this is the today's topic, agro startup and agri valuation. Okay, so this is my outline of the presentation. First part is the introduction. Second part is the agriculture valuation. Third part in the third section is the agri startup. Actually, I emphasize in agriculture valuation and agriculture startup, and then we will discuss Indian scenario of valuation and startup, and then the discussion part. So before coming into the agriculture valuation, can anyone share what is agriculture valuation and how is it differ from the other valuation? किसी को कोई idea, कोई agriculture valuation क्या है? अगर dictionary definition देखी जाए तो what is agriculture valuation? Anyone, any idea? Okay, so कोई बात नहीं. Actually, this is the definition.
Paritosh ji, I would like to invite Ajay Garg sir at this moment to highlight what is agriculture valuation, and let us see what are his views over this topic and how this should be proceeded.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Thank you, sir.
Akashji, because Dr. Paritosh has already started, then we will interrupt him in between. In between means when his first part will be over, na?
Okay.
Before he will start the byproduct, we will interrupt him. Right?
Okay, okay, sir. I'll be waiting for that.
Okay. So first we first 10 to 12 slide is regarding agriculture valuation. So agriculture valuation, what is mentioned in the books? First we discuss the valuation. Actually, agriculture valuation is commonly known as the assessment of the tenant right payment. Or what is the meaning of tenant? The person who are working in the agriculture field. When tenant quitted an agriculture holding, such valuation are known as a tenant right valuation. So in most of the book, agriculture valuation is deal with the person who are working in the agriculture field and what is their payment right, and when he quitted the agriculture activity, what is the share that is mentioned in the books as a agriculture valuation. Okay, so if you want to do agriculture valuation, we need certain information, certain data. So what data basically needed? First, we need sale or purchase of agriculture property. Second, that data we need hypothecation of property for taking loan from banks and financial agencies. Other than that, if that land used for the acquiring the agriculture land for public purpose, laying of road, railway, irrigation and power projects, this data is also sometimes needed. And for ascertaining tax payable under direct tax law or appropriate tax law, that is the basic information needed if you do the agriculture valuation. So what thing we need in the agriculture valuation? First, we know what type of asset available in the agriculture. First asset is the valuation of the farm building. When in India or abroad, there is a farm building exists. So first we evaluate what is the value of that farm building as traditional method, and if any specific thing used in that building, first we evaluate the value of that farm building. Other than farm building, what we need? We need valuation of land development. As we know, for agriculture, soil become very important, soil as well as water. So if we do the land development task, we also do the valuation of that. So in this what include? First, land terracing, leveling of the land, bund forming, making water channels, land reclamation, providing soil and water conservation structures. So these things we must include and evaluate while doing the agriculture valuation. Means what are the structure exist in the field, we must evaluate. In agriculture, water is the most important source. As कहा भी गया है कि रहमन पानी राखे बिन पानी सब सूख. So without water, agriculture is not possible. So if any area comes under the irrigated land, their value will increase drastically. So in our field, what are the minor irrigation system is available? Types of wells as a water resource, conveying of water to different land holding, distribution of water on different forms. So we must estimate what are the water sources available, that whether irrigation is available easily or not. If irrigation available is easily, then that land become precious. Other than irrigation, we also required some equipments, and these equipment basically known as a farm equipment. So there are some important farm equipment like tractor, plow, wagon, combine or harvester, mowers, cultivator. If that farm equipment we are using, then we also include valuation of these farm equipment other than the farmhouse and water structure. Okay, so these things we must evaluate. Now we come to the next part. Next part, we also do the valuation of seeds, feeds, growing crops and other inputs, because this is a input. We must know what is their cost. So cost basically divided into two broad categories. First cost is the establishment cost, and second is the maintenance cost. So what is the establishment cost? Establishment cost is basically, it's include all the expenses incurred in establishing the plantation during the establishment stage at the current wages rate and cost of input factor and the appropriate cost of investment on permanent assets. So permanent asset means irrigation structure, tractors, these are considered as a permanent thing. So what is the cost coming for establishment of that is considered as a establishment cost. After that cost, one more cost is coming, that is the maintenance cost. What is the maintenance cost? It includes the material cost incurred in performing various operation in the established plantation, tillage operation we can say, during the fruit bearing period. So we consider establishment cost as well as maintenance cost. Now, what is the approach to be adopted to make an valuation of agriculture as assessed? So first we have to identification and classification of the class of asset to be valued, whether it is land, structure, machinery, stock, livestock, etc. So first we have to list the different type of item or asset we have to evaluate. After that, we have to determine the periodicity of the investment and periodicity of the expected return. Some crop yield monthly, some crop yield quarterly or yearly return, and plantation crop. Actually, we identify what is our return. So first, after investment, we have to identify what is our return as a crop. Crop may be cash crop or cereal crops, any type of crop can be happen. Okay, if cash crop is considered, then their value will be high. Now, after that, we will choose the capital valuation technique suited to the category of the asset. Suppose a tractor or other mechanical equipment is come, then we take the help of the expert in the plant and machinery part. Then carrying out the pricing of the asset at the value judicially attained by computation. Then applying the suitable depreciation formula and determining the depreciation amount for detection. So after that, we calculate the value of various assets exist in the farmhouse. Now, determining the rental and the interest on the capital for deduction as expenses, arriving at the current market value, the numerous items are adding up to the present or current market value of the enterprise as a whole. So in this, there are two things very important. First is the input and second is the output. So what things considered as an output in the agriculture valuation? If human labor, if is higher, then it is considered as a outgoing. Other than that, animal labor, if we hire, then it is considered as an outgoing. Machine or any implement, if we take hire or for the rent, then it also considered as a outgoing. Seed, produce on the farm purchase, manure, fertilizer. So all those things considered as a outgoing. Irrigation charges, plant protection measurement, and rent for the lease land. So these things means out considered as a outgoing. So in the valuation, we have to include all the things: fertilizer, manure, equipments, all value. If any interest is incurred, we have to also include in that. So after that, what we have to do, a special feature of the land, such as quality and the fertility of the land, mode of irrigation available, whether by the wells, electric tube wells or canals, nearness of the village and town, market approach, road available and facility, and means of the transportation of the produce of the land to the market. So considering all those things, we give the correct value of the agriculture land. Okay. So this is the first part. Now, Ajay Garg sir, please, before proceeding the next part, you are, yes.
Yes, Ajay sir. So, what are your views on this? What
Yeah, see,
your experience, please?
yes, and see, Dr. Paritosh has wonderfully started taking care of the opportunities to the land. Because
Yes.
agriculture, there is no, if there is no agriculture, then this session is basically focused on agricultural land.
Yes.
But there are byproducts also, and he will be talking about the byproducts also. Suppose you enter this field, the agro startups, and you start valuing them, or you start valuing the agriculture farmlands, or say the compensatory forestry land, or say the green canopy covers which are there being developed for and developed by the various organizations which are uprooting the trees. So they have to go for afforestation against the deforestation. So then there are various opportunities, and he now will be talking about the byproducts, because last year in the budget, the central government created a venture capital fund for agro startups. And this venture fund now has been activated by this time, and this has been given to the subsidiary of NABARD. The subsidiary of NABARD is known as NABARD Venture Capital Fund Limited. He will be talking about that also, because basically when you go for the venture funding, the project report and other things, the most of the professionals are not aware of it. So then what is going to happen, that by default, if you are into the valuation of the agriculture, so then these things will automatically fall at your table, because supply side is very less thin and demand side is very huge and more. And now because cooperative societies are also there, and government is promoting the cooperative societies in the segment of the agriculture, and there is a target to create 10,000 cooperative societies all across India, which is very ambitious target, and separate ministry has also been created for this purpose of agriculture cooperatives. So therefore, opportunities are massive, and I have specifically asked Dr. Paritosh to go beyond the agriculture valuation and to talk about agriculture startups also, so that the new entrant in the profession of registered valuers, they can connect along with the valuations with other opportunities which are available in the form of subsidies, in the form of grants, in the form of grants for cooperative societies, for creation of cooperative societies and managing cooperative societies, and then regularly getting small grants for cooperative societies. And then there is commercial forestry, there is compensatory forestry, there is forestation by various big organizations. All these concepts will also be touched by Dr. Paritosh, and then we will have the open session.
Yes.
And many of my expert colleagues have also joined today's session, and we will be inviting them also for their comments and also for their experience sharing once this second portion is over. But feel free to write your question in the chat box. And Dr. Paritosh is there. He will take care of the questions and the remnant questions, if any question is there, because I am also working in this field and working very aggressively in the field of this afforestation and in the field of compensatory deforestation. So then I will also share my experience over there. Over to Dr. Paritosh for taking the second part of the session.
Thank you, sir. Actually, first part is basically, first part is basically the agricultural valuation and what are the component we need to add in the agricultural valuation. This is totally different from the valuation of the land and building. Now, second part is agriculture startup. Okay, so as sir told me, in the budget, they especially emphasize on the rural area. So I have taken this clip from the budget copy. India has estimated capacity of 162 billion metric ton of agriculture warehousing, cold storage, reefer van facility, etc. NABARD will undertake an exercise to map up geotag. Geotag actually, if some fruits is specifically occur in some particular area, then geotag provided to that particular product. Okay, just like a Malihabadi arm, geotag them. In addition, we propose creating warehousing in line of warehouse development and regulatory authority norms, and government will provide viability gap funding and setting up such efficient warehouse at the block or taluka level. This can be achieved where state can facilitate with land and are on the PPP model. Food Corporation of India and Central Warehousing Corporation shall undertake such warehouse building on their land. Okay, so in budget, government of India is especially emphasized rural area to develop the rural area. So what approach that rural area can be developed? And NABARD announces 700 crore venture capital fund for agriculture and rural startup. It includes agriculture as well as rural startup. And NABARD has given an anchor commitment to find which will be investing across startup engaged in agriculture, food, and rural development space. Now we are going to share some important or some interesting startup. Okay, so NABARD is mandated to promote agriculture and rural development through financial and non-financial intervening for forecasting rural prosperity. Apart from credit and promotion activity, an alternative method has been evolved to meet the objective through the investment, and it is known as a AIF, Alternative Investment Fund, which facilitate contributing to the capital of the enterprises working for the benefit of agriculture and rural development. The capitalization through AIF is expected to benefit the enterprises for development of new innovative product. So what are the new innovative product developed with the help of NABARD and other startup? I would just like to share that. This is a one startup. That startup started in the Bangalore, and the name of the startup is the Still App Technology Private Limited. Actually, this is this startup based on the dairy technology. And what is unique of this startup? This India's first dairy solution company building automation tool integrated and cloud mobility and data analysis. And this is totally how is differ from the Amul. In this totally automation, no human intervention is there. So it enable its technology means Still Up Technology Private Limited adopted such a technology from milking to the distribution of milk. There is no interference of milk. Everything is depends upon the artificial intelligence. Okay, this is the Bangalore-based startup, Still Up Technology Private Limited. Now we move to the second startup. Second startup, that is the Ragi Flax Health Drinks. Okay, and what is this? Actually, there is a marginal farmer, and they use this type of grain, food grain, that is considered the main component of this is the millet, which is a drought resistant grain. Millet is a drought resistant grain. It's actually grown in a area where the irrigation facility is very less. So it can grow in an arid area which are unsuitable for rice or wheat. Is resistant to pest and need minimum fertilizer. It is an ideal crop for the marginal farmer. Why do not have assess the capital of inputs such as fertilizer, pesticide, and other dependent on the monsoon? The company is reintroducing millet to modern India by transferring into the amendable to urban plates. Okay, so now this ragi flax, ragi, which is considered as a drought resistant grain, is comes into the urban area. Okay, so the startup is known as a Kottaram agro based product, and it is an indigenous grain, and this startup brings ragi and they are held into the urban area. Similarly, this is a very innovative product. Third innovative product is the cold storage. If anyone is from the agriculture background or the farmer background, he can easily understand the importance of the storage. Okay, so micro cold storage is what this company manufactures: solar powered portable micro storage and control for solar pump. There are two things he is starting. First is the cold storage and second is the solar pump. So what happened this, if by adopting this cold storage, farmer can store their grains and their product into the cold storage, which is powered by the solar. So he solved the two problems. First is the storage problem. Second is the electricity problem. Similarly, this is also very innovative product: pork pickle and sauces. Actually, in northeast area, the pork, meat, and other things are very common. So this company started is the Arhan Food Private Limited. That is the food pork pickle and sausage. Around 10% of India eat pork, but they were not a strong pork brand in India. Northeast were the largest pork producing region in India, but there was no processing capacity. The company established processing facility and providing employment opportunity to the local and rear piglets in the farm. So this company is now also earning near about 250 crore rupees turnover, or just like that. Similarly, another startup is the sprayer for orchard, and the name of the company is the Mitra Agro Equipment Private Limited. Mitra has developed property agriculture machine and automated labor intensive function in a high value crops or orchard. The innovation is in sprayer has helped farmer to save the capital cost of the machinery and the operational cost therein. So these are the few startups I have taken in the today's lecture, and this is the list of the various company who is starting agriculture based product like Prabhat Dairy, Theme Brom Agriculture, Fusion Microfinance Private Limited. So these are the few company. Bijapuri Dairy, in 3SS Private Limited, Kottaram Agro Fruit Limited. So these are the few company who started some agri-based startup. Means their base is agriculture, and the main objective of is this startup to lift the rural area prosperity. Okay, so now we come to the some other types of farming which we can do now: forest farming, farmhouses, green. Yes, anyone? Okay, now we come to the various type of farming that can exist other than this startup. We can go for the forest farming, farmhouses. Now you observe the greenhouses. Greenhouses, by using the greenhouses, we can grow any crop in any season, because this is a totally controlled environment and we can grow any crop in any season. Now, one more thing is become very common in nowadays, that is the hydroponic. Hydroponic is a technology which is used in such a manner we don't need soil. Without soil, we can grow the crop. This is the hydroponic technology, and we only give essential nutrient to the root zone of the plant and plant will grow. Dairy farming, commercial farming, plantation farming, commercial grain farming. So if we do the agriculture, we can do lot of things with the agriculture, and if we start some startup, we can do lot of things in the startup. So how we can do how we can money making opportunity in the agro startup, agriculture startup, as we discussed few startup which promoted by the NABARD. They are those companies earning good amount, good profit. Then hydroponic technology. Now hydroponic technology now become very popular, because this technology doesn't need soil. We just need cockpit, and in that we can grow some small crop in our home. In the metro city, this hydroponic technology become very popular nowadays, because suppose some crops like chilies and other crops we can grow in our houses. Commercial farming, for commercial farming we need the land. Other than, we can do the cash crop farming, so just like a dragon fruit and other thing. And the greenhouse condition, we can, in the greenhouses we can grow any type of crop which is weather, which is weather dependent crop. So in a greenhouse we can grow any crop according to our requirement or the market requirement, and we can earn good amount of profit. And this is just a brief introduction of our company, which is basically doing the valuation of the crops, valuation of agriculture machinery, agriculture valuation. And our company is also involved in the crop insurance, insurance of agriculture machinery, insurance of agriculture vehicles. Okay, the name of the company, P&A Group of Companies. This is a ISO certified company. So now I would like to end my PPT session. So this now discussion, open discussion, I would like to start. If any have any question, please.
Thank you, Paritosh ji.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
For such a wonderful session and enlightening us to such a topic which is not regularly discussed, or we don't have much experience or understanding about the topic that you have narrated today. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, now I'd like to invite Ajay Garg to take over the session and guide us how we should proceed, and also share his experience in this regard.
Yes, Mr. Sanjeev Agarwal is there, and
Yes, sir.
seasoned professional, and he has done number of assignments in this field of agro valuations. First of all, I invite him to share his experience about the opportunities. Over to Sanjeev ji. Sanjeev ji, welcome.
Good afternoon to everyone.
Yeah, welcome, sir. Welcome. Feel free to share your experience.
No, sir, it's very nice about the though it's a very old field, but a very remote field. There are no valuers for this particular field, and till now we are governed by the income tax department only, where they have made this agri valuation, agricultural valuation, to only a specific category of people, which are agricultural engineers. But now under Companies Act, we have only 3 categories. So I believe we are free to do valuation for this, at least in Companies Act when it comes to. So Paritosh, it's nice you have given a thought, and I think there are more opportunities or more work to be done in this field category. You have given all type of agricultural things, but there are another field I think our government was having coming with the farmers bill, which was unfortunately
Yes.
did not come up. That's a contract farming.
Yes, 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 sir. I want.
So this contract farming is though indirectly very much in place in the country itself. I'm coming from a place where we are having a contract farming since my childhood. We are doing this cultivation of opium.
Okay. Where, which region, sir?
It's in Madhya Pradesh,
Okay,
MP.
okay, okay.
So where we get license from the government of India,
Because of
cultivation
opium.
of opium.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay.
So when we get the license not given to everybody. Obviously, I mean the government has certain requirements. Okay, we want to cultivate say 10 metric ton or 20 metric ton, something like that way. Accordingly, they decide the area of the land to be given to the lease licenses. So according to this, licenses are given. So when
Okay.
anybody get the license, so that valuation is quite high.
Yes, yes, yes,
The
yes.
license itself has a lot of value in it
Lot of. Yes. Yes.
because when the government takes the produce, they have certain criterias. Like for each per acre, they expect say suppose 10 kg of the OPM, and suppose if you get 12 kg,
Yes, sir.
so people used to sell this 2 kg in the open market.
Okay, okay.
Though it is unregulated market, it's a black
But
market.
yeah, yes. Yes, we
They
can.
used to give only 10 kg to the government, rest 2 kg to the open market.
Oh,
They earn a lot of money out of it.
yes. For, for that, I think OPM and contract farming, there is a good scope of valuation and insurance in future because we
Yes,
require both
yes, and that is the
valuation as well
only,
as insurance.
and this is the only problem in India what we are facing today, that we do not have any records of
Record, yes,
how much area is cultivated for which
yes,
crop,
yes, yes, yes. No record.
and the farmers are simply playing as a copycat.
Yes, yes, yes. True,
Suppose
sir.
in this particular season, the garlic has given a very high rate, high yield. So
Then
next year, everybody go for garlic.
garlic and their prices reduced drastically.
Yeah. So then supply will be more and the price will go down. So we do not have a proper record. We do not have a proper understanding which crop should be produced in which area and what should be the total consumption, what should be the total requirement.
Yes, do agree. Do
So
agree.
if any corporates or any this startup comes in this way, if they can have a
Sir,
database, they can
yes, sir.
help us in maintaining the data.
Yes. So I noted this point. I noted this point. Thank you, sir. This is a very important concern. Which crop actually what happened in few years back, at least 10 to 5 years back, in Maharashtra and Nasik region, pyaj, onion, they are selling onion at the rate of 50 paisa per kg. Kisan, rural area. So this is not a good condition for farmer as well.
Yes, in Raipur or Chhattisgarh area, the farmers have thrown the tomatoes on the roads
Yes, sir.
rather than to selling to the market
Yes.
because it's sold at 10 paisa kg.
Yeah. But in this case, if there is some regulation, just like a contract farming, because they basically concern about their profit.
Yeah.
Profit is most important thing in any business, not only agriculture. In any business, if there is no profit exists, that business will not survive.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Anyone else?
Dr. Paritosh,
Yes.
Mr. Varun Sethi wants to talk and wants to share his experience. Over to Varunji.
Hi, namaskar everyone. Hi.
Namaskar.
See, I happen to hear everyone and Paritosh ji and Sanjeev ji and Ajay Garg ji, we had a chance to meet also now. Thank you for your sharing the enriched experience. To the point that Sanjeev Agarwal ji raised that the the data around agriculture is not available. I will only try and highlight the sources that I have been able to use so far, and though those were not necessarily in the respect of valuation for the business or agri startups, but generally I'm trying to share for the benefit of the larger audience. So there is significant data that is captured by US FDA, the World Trade Organization, the Ministry of Food Processing, MOFPI in India. Then there is Department of Agriculture that also has significant data, and then there is this All India Food Exporters or Food Processors Export Association also, which has significant data in terms of the total area under a particular crop, at least for the top 10 crops in India: edible oils, wheat, basmati, non-basmati, coarse grains, millets, barley, and other crops, edible oils, pulses as well. And then there's also data which is captured by databases like Agri Watch.
Okay.
So in terms of the total acreage under production, total production in a particular period, and total consumption or exports, there is data available, but that can be like has to be diced and sliced to the requirements of an for the purposes of valuation of an agri startup. And there is also significant data which is
very useful information. Continue. Yeah.
Agree.
And there is
What?
also significant piece of information available on IFPRI database, which is international IFPRI and US. I'm forgetting that name. It was
Okay.
so international, then research institute, IFPRI, IFPRI.
Okay.
And then there is this AMIS Secretariat, Agriculture Information System, something like AMIS, which is again from the World Trade Organization, sorry, the FAO. FAO is a body under World Trade Organization, and FAO has significant data points on production, consumption, acreage under production, exports, and this is across the globe, not just India.
So one is.
Please, Paritoji.
Sir, actually, thanks, Varun Sethi. So one startup anyone can think about on the basis of data, they can give guidance to local farmer to which crop he has to produce in the next session or next session, means the Rabi
Yes,
season
exactly.
or Kharif.
Exactly. Exactly. If you
because
recall,
I think there is no good startup who can guide to the farmer. And other than that, if NABARD will give subsidy or some money for starting this startup, this has a great scope. Great scope. Thanks.
Exactly. If you see and if you recall this year, around 2016 or 17, there was significant deficit in terms of pulses production in India, and India had to तूर दाल तो खासकर स्पॉट होती है इसमें 200 रुपए किलो तक पहुंच गई, तो बड़ा हुआ मचा था इंडिया में. तो at that point in time, and in fact there were significant imports of pulses from across and three origination points are Australia, Canada and US for pulses. But in the year 2016 or 17, if I recall, Pradhan Mantri Narendra Modi ji came up on Man Ki Baat, and he openly told that farmers in India should focus on production of pulses.
Okay. Yes.
Since the year 2017, if you see, India has more or less become self-reliant in terms of production of pulses.
Yes.
So if you see, in the for at least 2 decades till 2016, at least 2 decades, क्योंकि उससे पुराना भी हो सकता है, India was deficient on edible oils and edible oil seeds and pulses. Suddenly, if the Prime Minister comes on Man Ki Baat and tells everyone to grow pulses, the production was good, 20 million metric ton, which is the total consumption is somewhere around 23 million metric ton for pulses. So ये जो information asymmetry है, ये वाकई में फार्मर्स को भी नुकसान करती है और डे एंड पे वो एग्री स्टार्टअप्स को भी नुकसान करती है. And if this piece of information can be used by people like you, us, who are in the valuation field, who are like more, हम लोग ठीक है, हम लोग खेत पे तो काम नहीं करते हैं, लेकिन थोड़ा बहुत जो सेक्टर में ज्ञान कैरी करते हैं, उसको अगर पास ऑन किया जाए तो उस इंफॉर्मेशन एसिमेट्री को काफी हद तक एड्रेस कर सकते हैं.
Taking forward, Varun,
I've noted.
Just a minute. Just to taking forward Varun's views, it's very important that now all the land records, agri land records, are being digitalized, and they can be viewed from satellite maps. And with satellite map or any of the government records, you can find out what is the area of this particular land, who is the owner, and everything. If any comes up, and I don't talk about any at large scale, but if it is a regional scale, if so many startup comes and give a data to maybe a district level or 2 or 3, 4 district levels, what is the crop conditions or what are the crops being cultivated in a specific areas, that can be helpful to match the balance.
Exactly. इनफैक्ट आप बिल्कुल ठीक कह रहे हैं. इंडिया में जो जियो टैगिंग ऑफ एग्रीकल्चरल लैंड है, प्लस जो उसमें उससे रिलेटेड जो लैंड रिकॉर्ड्स है, अगर उस पे डिजिटाइजेशन काम करा जा सके, तो देयर इज सिग्निफिकेंट स्कोप फॉर bridging that information asymmetry, plus ownership issues, plus it can formalize contract farming to the next level.
Yes.
Exactly.
So,
Paritoshji, I have a query to you.
Yes, sir.
Regarding valuation of plantations. So, can you put some light on that, or anyone in the group who can?
What type of plantation?
Like tea estates or lands like that.
For plant, I think for tea and other, there is a separate rule. I think I'm not very aware about tea plantation, especially. Can anyone? Because if you go through the valuation, there is a separate clause for tea plantation in the Act, that section 34AB. You gone through that.
Okay.
If anyone has any idea, please.
We have done some solutions for tea plantations, but I have a broad idea about that. That in tea plantation, you have to look for what is the crop you are having, what type of crop you are having, what is the market share of that particular crops. Because in tea, there are a lot of varieties of tea and there are a lot of demand and supply variations. If you talk about our northeast in Assam tea, the good teas are not even available in Assam. They are all exported. So unless you are having a fair idea about the crop and its demand and its quality, you cannot do the valuation of it.
I think there is a separate category of
specialized field.
It's a separate specialized field. Yes, tea and coffee valuation.
Or you should have a huge database of that particular farm or that particular state you are looking into valuation. If you have a fair idea about the past history, you can do some justice to it.
Sharmila ji, over to you for your comment and knowledge sharing.
Speaker आपका.
Sharmila ji, kindly unmute. Yes.
Good afternoon, all. That was an excellent session, and Ajay Garg sir has come out with a brilliant idea of enriching knowledge, sharing his knowledge, experience, and everything. That is very, not only restricted to only his field, to all the fields. So I am a SFA valuer, and I want to know about something about agriculture valuation and startups also, because so many companies are coming up with that idea. Corporate farming is going to be the day of the order in the coming days. So many educated people are, putting their resources into it. So I see great opportunity in that. And I have a doubt, sir, that Wealth Tax Act is abolished, but we are till date we are talking about the 34AB valuation. What is the relevance today as on date?
Yes, see, actually, this profession emerged in 2018.
Yes, sir.
In 2020, the corona came.
Yes, sir.
Though government was proactive and the valuers bill came in 2020 and
Yes, sir.
public comments were invited in the month of April and May. And we have submitted more than 90 comments. But after that, what has happened that the valuers bill has lost its relevance. And
Yes, sir.
perhaps government will be taking this again. And we have already written to Ministry of Law and Justice and Ministry of Finance and Ministry of Corporate Affairs. And we are
Okay.
expecting that once this valuers bill is reactivated again, then
Okay.
all of the income tax will come under the ambit of the registered valuer. But this is the journey which
Okay.
started then at very initial stage of the journey, the corona came. Therefore,
Okay.
things got derailed. But
Okay.
as far as we as a HERVA are in touch with some of the authorities, so we are expecting that something on this valuer bill is going to happen in the year 2023. So this
Okay.
is the latest update.
Okay. Okay. Till we get enrolled or in that values bill get enacted in the parliament, is there any scope for us to get added in other acts as well, apart from the Companies Act?
Yes, that is already there. 14 acts are mentioned in valuers bill.
Okay. Okay.
14 acts, including the GST, are mentioned in the valuers bill. And
Okay.
if you will go through the text of the valuers bill, then you will find that all these are there. And just now, Anubha Jaganji has shared one information that
Okay.
wealth tax was abolished, but not the Wealth Tax Act. So
Yes,
this
Okay.
is very interesting information. And
Okay.
yes,
Anubha
ma'am.
Jaganji, if you want to add something, feel free.
Sir, yes, sir. Thank you,
Yes,
sir.
feel free. Yes,
No,
welcome.
since Madam was quoting that Wealth
Yeah,
Tax Act was abolished, I just want to give an update. The Wealth Tax Act is still there. 34 AB valuers are still getting registered even today. It is
yes,
not that they've stopped that.
yeah,
Oh,
And only this as an asset classification specialized for agriculture. Whereas the Companies Act have only the land and building under which the agriculture valuation comes. So that's what I wanted to point out, sir. Thank you.
yes, yes, thank you.
no, for other classes also, asset classes also, many of the banks are asking for that Wealth Tax Act, registered valuers. So I am little bit confused about that. So whether to apply or not,
See,
since I am not registered under Wealth Tax Act. Okay.
for this, I will invite the comment from Mr. Sanjeev Agarwal. Sanjeev ji, and then I will also comment after you, Sanjeev ji.
Yes, I mean, if you want to do for Wealth-Tax registration, check your qualification as per the Wealth-Tax Act, and you can apply for relevant categories.
Okay.
And I don't know who is asking you Wealth-Tax Act registration. Any bankers are asking for it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah, so as of now, the bankers are not barely following these registered valuers. They are following the wealth tax registered valuers only. And as
Okay.
an additional qualification or additional capabilities, they are looking for IBBI registered valuers also.
And one of the guidelines, from the State Bank of India or something, that policy level guidelines has mandated that hereafter that registered valuers will be given some, some importance or prominence or high value valuations. Some criteria. Some policy guidelines I have read that, but I don't know how far it is relevant with that application process. That
No,
application process, yeah,
for application process, well tax is mandatory.
okay,
If you are RV, then it is added qualification, added advantage to it.
okay. Okay, thank you so much.
Yes, any other question? Akashji,
Yes, sir.
any other question?
Not yet, sir.
Yeah, then see
Mr. Garg,
few youngsters are there. We can invite them and see. Anant Lakshmi ji is there, and she is one of the early joinee. Anant Lakshmi ji, kindly you are invited to share your comments or the experience or information, whatever you wish.
Yes, sir. Good evening. Since I'm being an SFA valuer, I was also having hard knowledge on the valuation of the agri part. So this was a great opportunity to look into a new thing, which added value to myself also to engage or go and search for opportunities for agriculture valuation. So that was good.
And Arvind ji has also joined. Dr. Paritosh.
Yes, sir.
Arvind Kohli ji has recently joined just now. So then you can say hello to him because he is the common point between us, na?
Yes. Okay. Hello,
Arvind,
Arvind sir.
Arvind Kohli ji,
sir.
kindly come on screen.
Arvind sir.
Okay, well, in the meantime, let us invite Mr. Janan Prasad ji. Janan Prasad ji, this spelling is very unique. I must be pronouncing wrongly. Kindly educate us and feel free to share your experience. Huh?
Yeah, it is a wonderful presentation. Actually, new insight into this aspect. Unlike we have been doing a lot of valuations day in, day out, with this agri valuation is unique and it's a new opportunity by itself. We can explore this opportunity also. And one more thing I was looking for, there is a lot of agri tech companies which are into facilitating agriculture into e-market like that. Is there any benefit for those startups? Just wanted to throw this question.
Yes, Mr. Janan Prasad ji, see that two important developments have happened. Number one, that government of India is on running a spree for 10,000 agri cooperatives. That means that beyond the corporate, for opportunities, we have to see beyond the corporates. There are specific schemes where the nodal agency to nurture the agriculture cooperative is different. And this is under the ministry. You can understand the importance of the ministry because this ministry is headed by none other than Mr. Amit Shah. First thing. Second thing, that as you are talking that agri-tech, and this agri-tech is something very extraordinary because people on backward side as well as on forward side, both linkages are there that bring 1,000 farmers, share the daily price information with them either for the inputs or for outputs. And for both ways, when you are sharing the information, you are enriching the farmers and their subscription fees is very less, and every farmer, this is affordable even for the marginal farmers because the value which they are getting is extraordinary. For taking the benefit of government schemes, number one, that the apex and nodal agency is NABARD, and NABARD model is very different model. In every district, NABARD have only single officer. See, that is single person in every district which represent the NABARD, and only that single person is the single point source for this award, and all the facilities, all the subsidies are online. But the subsidies for cooperatives, they are being directly handled by the ministry, not by the NABARD. So then there is a revolution. That revolution is going on in primary sector, and agri tech-ups are also eligible to take venture fund from NABARD Venture Capital Fund Limited. This fund was created, 700 crores fund was created last year, and this was announced on 1st February 2022 by Nirmala Sitharamanji.
Yes.
And this year also we are expecting that just 4 days down the line, on 1st of February, there will be some extraordinary announcements for the agriculture sector. And if you add forestry to this, if you add forestry to this agriculture sector, then we shall call it primary sector, because forestry, animal husbandry and agriculture, if three are combined together, then it becomes primary sector. And we see a lot of opportunities for the valuers, because the detailed project report and project concept note, that
Yes.
also automatically land at your table as a subject expert. And here we have Mr. Rishabh Jain, and he was one of the early joiner today. Rishabh Jain ji, kindly switch on for your comments or experience or whatever you wish to share. Rishabh Jain ji. And Arvind ji, if you are stabilized, then welcome. Okay, Rishabh ji, perhaps at present unable to listen, and we can again go to Sharmila ji. Sharmila ji, you were talking about wealth tax, and you were talking about that empanelment with the banks, and you were also talking about SBI. See, my take, I am into this field, and my take is that this is just waste of time for peanuts. So do not waste time for peanuts, because you have earned this degree. This registered valuer qualification is so unique, so interesting, and there are a lot of things to be done at the top level and top end assignments. Even if you do only 3-4 assignments in a year, you can be in the super bracket. Only thing is that choose your assignments very wisely. So this is my take to you, and here is, thanks for sharing the PPT. Yes, Anva Jaganji, the PPT is already shared on myvaluationbank.com, and the link for the recording will also be shared automatically. Earlier lectures links are also there on the myvaluationbank.com, and you can take it from there. Akashji, let us invite someone else for their comments or experience sharing.
Yes.
Over. Yeah, as per your choice, randomly you can invite, because your name is from A, you can give the benefit to Alok. He is one of the early joiner.
So let's us call Alok ji, request Alok ji to switch on the mic and share your experience. I think he's not.
Yeah.
No, are you asking me? I'm Alok Kaushik.
Yes.
Yes, Alok.
Yes, Alok ji, Alok Kaushik ji. Yes.
Yeah, thank you, sir. It was a good experience, though I was expecting some more information in terms of the stock valuation or the livestock valuation, but still whatever information I got. So this is very enriching. Thank you.
And Alokji, just today we have shared one agri valuation also on myvaluationbank.com today only.
Oh, great, sir. Thank you.
Today only we have uploaded one agri valuation on myvaluationbank.com. So that is also because you were expecting something more.
Mhm.
So then
Right.
soon we will align the session for livestock valuation also. Very
Yes, sir.
interesting subject, and we have only few experts for that, because livestock is something which is very different, and the valuation is very interesting because insurance factor is there, and without insurance factor the valuation of livestock is nothing. So then we will go for that. Venkateshwara Hatcheries is there, and then many other big companies are there. So we will bring out their valuations also, how they are getting these valuations and what is the basic premise of the valuation, how things are happening. Then we will learn from that as well. And
Right.
Alok,
Thank you.
anything other you would like to add, or you would like to listen in the subsequent sessions, then feel free to share.
No, as I requested, sir, plantations would be a very interesting topic for me, and
Yes.
I hope, I guess for the others also. So it will be a good topic to take up in the next sessions.
Yes. Then, in which part of the India you are?
I am in North India, sir.
Where?
Delhi.
Okay.
Delhi. Then I am writing one name. Just find it and see it yourself.
Sure.
That is, I will write two names. One I have written, that is Aravali Biodiversity Park, Gurugram. If you want to see the effect of the plantation, that also on a site which is 350 acres, which was the mining site, and this Aravali Biodiversity Park, the transformation which has happened in 8 years, this is worth watching.
Right.
And second is near to Mr. Dr. Paritosh. That also I am writing. That is People Baba Ashram. That is in Noida.
Yes.
And
Yes.
this is second. And Dr. Paritosh, that this Sunday I didn't take you there. I was there in People Baba Ashram in Noida.
Okay. This Sunday.
Yes.
Okay. I will definitely come, sir.
No, the Sunday which has gone, 22nd.
Okay. Please. I know that People Baba is very done a lot of work in the plantation, and People Baba, a lot of videos there in the YouTube also.
Next Sunday, I'm going to Karma Lake Land. That is 300 acre property, the private plantation property. This is the property which has been recommended to me by someone. And this Sunday morning, I'm going there with my team, Karma Lake Land. Plantation again.
Okay.
This is not the tourist spot or the farmhouse, but this is the pure plantation. You can call it urban forest.
Yes,
And
sir.
it's also on the private land. Private land means the land is owned by one of the big person, and he has developed this Karma Lake Land over there. So this will be the new exposure to this on this Gurugram. So Alokji, I will recommend you that Aravali Biodiversity Park. This is, you can even from Delhi, you can go by metro, and the nearest metro station is Dronacharya on Gurgaon route, Huda city center. And I recommend that if you have any interest in the plantation valuation, then you must see, this is worth watching. 350 acres. How the plantation, how the waste mining site has been converted into the green canopy cover. So this will be the lifetime experience if you will be going there in the month of February, because after that this will become little hot. And the plants will start shedding their leaves. So then the best time is February. If you are early riser, then go early in the morning with your walking shoes, and you will enjoy, because concrete, very less concrete has been used while this was re-green. They have given it another name, rewilding, wild and they have given this name of rewilding. So that is wonderful document. And what we have done, that this document also we have uploaded on myvaluationbank.com. The report which happened, this was their 12th report. The work started in 2010, And in 2023, by this time, the whole area which was mine affected has been converted into the forest. So see it, enjoy it, and you will love it. This is sure.
Thank you.
Akashji, over to you, and we can go for concluding the session.
Okay, thank you, sir. So it was, first of all, thanks to our speaker for the day, Dr. Paritosh Srivastavji, for
Thank you, sir.
taking out time from his busy schedule and guiding us to a topic which is very rare to discuss about. Along with that, I also like to thank you, Dr. Ajay Gargji, for taking the initiatives for getting the speakers aligned and the whole brain of this ERVA and myvaluationbank.com. And at last, thanks to all the participants for joining and being a patient listener.
Akashji, you cannot forget the expert advice given by Sanjeev Agarwalji.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sorry, and not being a speaker for the day, but the knowledge or the experience that he shared with us is of tremendous value. I'm really very sorry to get that skipped out of my mind. Thank you all the listeners, and
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Join us next month. We will have almost similar topic related to the primary sector valuation.
ठीक है, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
The details would be shared over Facebook and the WhatsApp group.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.